Factorio Deathworld Marathon episode 37. We are still on Aquilo. We are probably leaving Aquilo because we've got some science running, we've got some silos. Stuff is not getting from point A to point B yet, but stuff is at least going in chests, and we can still like manually fuel these rockets and then just fill them with stuff, and they'll be, you know, happy enough. That was uncommon and rare, so whatever. Yeah, I think I don't even know if we're going to be using logistics bots for this. We might just put this stuff on belts and things like that. At some point someone's going to turn up and want one of those, but the one that's not full is going to stay there, whatever. The ammonia sink is not doing that, as it turns out, because we just aren't using the rocket fuel. We are not hitting the power grid hard enough. What are we... Yeah, we're averaging 2 and a bit megawatts. I think part of that is because we don't have the rare ice to keep these guys running the whole time. But I think the solution to how do we vent more ammonia is going to be, what if we just used more power grid when we got more stuff from... If we get more productivity out of the science that is running the whole time, the power grid usage goes up. Yeah, we're now hitting these guys a bit harder. That means that we are probably going to be drawing these guys a bit more. I think... I was wondering whether these needed to be upgraded, and they definitely do. The problem is we just have all of the ammonia, which we're just going to flush so that everything can run again, because I want to see if these guys are running at full rate. Do we... Yeah, so we do end up blocked for the quality of these splitters. We end up also kind of blocked for the amount of rare ice we're getting out of this thing. And these guys are, yeah, not inserter bottlenecked at all. In fact, could we... The answer is yes, we can just push more stuff in here. I think we need to upgrade these splitters. I think we also just need to have... I mean, if we were launching rockets from here, then maybe... How far away is... Oh yeah, the science request is not too far away. We have space for... Why do you have... I think we're going to pull these down to, say, 300 of each, because we've got a large volume of the stuff. And I think the way this works is if we had slightly less than 2,000... It does look like that's what's happened, that we had slightly less than 2,000, so we took a whole nother delivery, and so now we have nearly 3,000. I think the amounts of these things that we will just buffer on the ship will be slightly less than this request, plus one whole delivery, because it will send things up to make sure that request is met. So anyway, we're going to dump down all this ice, which is going to be fine. We've got space to receive the science. We don't necessarily have a plan of what we're going to do with the science yet. Yeah, can you guys just have all of the science? Amazing. Okay, and then I was thinking about doing a rocket fuel buffer. You also take that to Becky. I was thinking about doing a rocket fuel buffer, but the thing about that is, as soon as the rocket fuel buffer fills up, okay, I guess we can do the same thing of, hey, would it be cool to get just more rocket fuel out for free by making all of this more expensive? And then what other cryo things? Yeah, we're just gonna make the power grid worse. You guys aren't going to be running for a while because we've already got these stores of stuff. Okay, do we want to just... Yeah, let's tap in another power grid as well. Yeah, we really got to have a better way of... These guys are still ice negative, aren't they? We would have to be adding more ice. Like this guy over here is taking ammonia out of the system. Because I think the next idea of how do we get all of this stable enough to be able to walk away from it? We're actually going to flip this one like so. Yeah, how do we get Aquilo stable enough so that we can leave? Again, we've got all of this fuel as well. Is the thing that we are thinking about. And, like, we brought all these turbines, we brought all this heat pipe, we brought... Do we have any more heat exchangers? We've got... we did not have the landfill to be adding those. Oh no, we didn't have the concrete. We did not... We're one heat exchanger down. Is there a heat exchanger that we can conclude we don't need? Both of these. We do not need 2 heat exchangers in here. We still need to get... We still need to get fuel in here somehow, which we can do from here. Maybe we should also give these guys some fuel. Okay. Let's... This one is the pattern we want, but I don't know what temperature you're looking at, but that's going to be good enough. Less than 600? I don't think we need that much. Yeah, we need bot coverage in here. You can have all of that fuel. And then we wanted a similar thing here, but with a different inserter, or at least in a different place. Also with a request chest, also with a bunch of stuff. Yeah, manually fueling things while we don't have stuff set up yet, and then you actually were important. Nope. Yeah, again, this pattern, and I'm still thinking that we might... We might still... Did I have a tank of fuel? Oh, these guys, yeah, I don't think we need... We don't need to be supporting the fuel quite so much anymore. I'm not even sure this has been a good intro. We're just kind of in the somewhat frazzled state of, hey, you know what would be cool? Taking all this science and going somewhere else. Oh, you know, that's what we should be doing. We should, in fact, be buffering this rocket fuel from, say, here. But we've already got a rocket fuel buffer. Yeah, we want to be using filters for this rocket fuel. And then this is a place we can heat everything. Yeah, and then we will eventually be able to... Okay, so we're voiding ammonia. We're voiding ammonia because all of this is running. We also probably want to make sure that we are putting some amount of this back on the belt, because this power grid could die, but I'm happy with how this is happening. Because, yeah, so one of these boxes will not be... This box is getting priority and is not going back into the fuel system, but that's okay, because it means there'll be a box that will be able to... oh no, these guys are fine. These guys are just turned off because of their circuit constraints. Yeah, did we... This is just things we need to... And then the other question is, do we... I think we probably just... We don't need nearly that much, do we? I think we probably just serve these rockets with bots, because there's not a huge amount of stuff we need to bring in, especially once we get to the rocket part tech, which is going to be the first thing we do with Aquilo science, because why not? Do we even have the things here yet? Are they going into the lab? How... They were going here, But how are they getting out? Oh, we're not even requesting them. This uncommon, let's just go 1,000. And then also rare, we are not doing anything less than this quality. Yeah, science not going at the moment is a bit of a shame. Becky, is this on... Okay, you will go to novice after this, and you've got all of that science we want, which is nice. That is fantastic. That is progress. Oh wait, novice we would actually not progressing because we needed to get that belt of science here. But what I'm seeing is, how full are we? Not very full. I like that because it means that this one can go. And then we can do something like this. But for use filters, the cryogenic science pack we've just got, and whatever this other one is that we're not even going to worry about yet, but we will need to add a quality filter, any quality. This can go here, but we would need better power poles. I think we don't worry about having both of those yet, because we don't even have the requests or anything set up yet. Gleba science. Gleba is also... Oh wait, no, Gleba was having some real problems at this moment, wasn't it? Gleba managed to get itself into a no nutrient stall, or no bioflux stall, and then ran out of nutrients, and then all died. So we've got, yeah, a lot of stuff that's just spoiled, things that feel bad. We are here, we don't actually want to be here, we want to be looking at Novice so that we could have... If we go through here, and then we go underground... that was the only time that that's happened that I didn't actually want it to go like that. Okay, so we can take all of our cryoscience out and put it on a belt. That belt has to get... This way, yeah, if we could just give this one upgraded power pole, then we could give this another buffer here. But I also... Oh wait, did we actually bring you any upgraded power poles? We did not. I also kind of don't care. We're just going to run this... We're going to figure out a place where it works cool. And we are going to, once Becky turns up, we're going to get this cryoscience in here. We are going to continue with the rocket part productivity, which is going to mean that we need fewer rocket parts over here than we otherwise might have, which is cool. We've got this belt of stuff. I am thinking that we just put one rocket silo... I mean, we could either just logistics bots both of these and bring them from here to here, which itself is not a bad call, except that we've got, you know, 1,000 science per rocket to be moving around with bots, even though it's not very far, whereas the rocket parts are like, what, 30 or 40 each? How many are you requesting? You're requesting 400. We've got a ton of space. You can go up to 800, because all of that stuff is just making this landfill. And then we are, oh yeah, we're avoiding the rocket fuel because we are filling up this buffer. But other than that, we are starting to stack things on belts, which is... I did not realize we had the tech... I mean, I knew we had the stack inserters... The stack inserter tech unlocked. I just don't know by which circumstances we are ending up with multiple things able to stack on top of each other. Whatever, moving on. Let's get... Yeah, because I wanted to say... Let's have... Can we get... And the answer is yes. Heat. through here. Running out of power. Oh, yeah. Because we never actually fueled these guys. We never gave them a fuel source. The reason why I decided to flip this one and then never actually get around to its fuel source, cool, is that I was worried about actually this exact situation. Because these two heating towers are over here, and the heat is getting to... it's just not getting all the way in to these boilers. Whereas by flipping this other power grid build around and putting it over here, we now have these boilers directly next to where all of these things are. I think we're going to have another problem over here, so I think we probably just do a very similar thing, and maybe even just... we're only going to need... I mean, this is also going to break... okay, let's get the base running again first. Do I have the rocket fuel? I don't have the rocket fuel. Here's the rocket fuel buffer we had. Yeah, you guys run. You guys run. It's going to be fine. And then, yeah, so this tank means that as soon as we get some heat in here, in fact, as soon as these guys get their heat, all of this will start running again, which is going to be... and then this is going to turn back on again. It's going to be fine. Oh, wait. How have we got other qualities of ice in here? And you should also just be normal ice, because that's the only thing that works with this recipe. I didn't think we had quality ice on this belt. I think... okay, so I think it was just like a setup issue of... yep. I think that was just a setup issue of ice that was sitting around earlier that we don't actually need to worry about. So we're going to take this belt of stuff down here. We can get some heat in over here. Everyone's going to come back. You guys are still running. Oh, we are just still not up to temperature yet, which is wild. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I guess when we dropped this piece of power grid down and then didn't power it, we had a lot more entities that were taking heat and then also soaking up a bunch of heat that just weren't doing anything for the base. Oh well. But I wanted another one of these guys just like here. Oh wait, we're down to... we're not having any heating towers left. Interesting. Is this one fully automated? Yes. This one I don't think needs to exist then. Sucks to be you. But it means we've got another heating tower over here next to all of these boilers. Yeah, put that there. Put some concrete here, thanks. Move this stuff through and then just have yourself a merry little time. Okay, so we've now got a heating tower directly supporting all of these. We've got these two heating towers that are... yeah, this guy needs ice. This inserter needs the same condition. And then I think we just find a place, and it might be here, that we can... run... split this thing and have it end up over here. We're going to need to go one more. And then we're going to need to move it up as well. Oh, really? That's super unfortunate. In that case, we're going to run this through here. We're going to disable... this is all fine. Yeah. Is this even what I wanted to be doing today? Not really. Oh well. Let's heat this from... okay, not there. I guess this one is heated from over here. Rocket productivity is going, which is super nice. Okay, So now we have fully automated the rest of our power grid. We have... Yeah, we're still... Are we making a whole pile of landfill? Yeah. It's a decent amount of landfill. Did you ever get... You got fuel. We've got concrete over here. I was gonna... Yeah, that's right. I was going to have things of concrete and heat pipe because I just didn't want to be carrying around all that stuff by myself. Do I have anything that I can feed to the sciences? Yes. Yeah, I guess we're just... Oh, that's right. We were thinking about how all of this could work when the base had the issue of running out of power grid. Oh, and then I've given away all the concrete and landfill, didn't I? I thought I was done here. We were not done here. Grab all of this stuff. I mean, but we are smashing this out. This is mildly terrifying. And we've also put this in a place where... Oh no, we've... This output interface will be kind of in the way, but we would, if we wanted to, be able to extend this in the future if we wanted vastly more science. So that's entertaining. Yeah, we're going to have to bring this over here. We wanted... these guys... We're going to have to do this with... Did we even bring stack inserters to Aquilo? I'm not sure that we brought stack inserters to Aquilo. Were we planning on doing this with bots, which we also don't have? Maybe. Are we even concerned about this? I don't know that we are concerned about this at all. Because we've already... Yep. What is a way that... Because we can't have more than 2 inserters here. We have so much of the stuff already. Yeah, take that to Becky as well. We have so much that Becky already has fulfilled all of her requests. And we need to actually queue something other than rocket science, don't we? Because it's actually just running. What other text do we have? We need the rocket science, we need Gleban science to make foundation, we need Gleban science to make quantum processor, we need to finish the epic quality, which we have nearly finished. We are actually not in a position to do anything other than more rocket productivity, which is a problem because we're also kind of short of purple science for a couple of reasons. This is a thing I'm toying with to see if we can get one rocket silo running entirely on the... actually, we can just do it with the quality, can't we? One rocket silo for uncommon science, except that we've got vastly more of one science than the other, but this is a thing that we would like to fix. Never mind. We can just run this up through here and then over here. And... automated science? Kind of. I think we're going to need a 3rd silo. And we're going to have places where roboports are going to need to go. Which is also fine. You just reflexively concrete all of that. And then this kind of, I mean... is that going to be fine? That is going to be fine. Nearly fine. And we have an achievement to research a technology using cryogenic science packs. So that is exciting. I don't think that means we can leave Gleba yet. But we are getting... yeah, so we can eject science from the build at the rate of 1 rare fast inserter. We can have up to 5 boxes of this stuff buffered, which is fine. Do we still have all that rare steel? Yeah, we do. Isn't there a thing where if we get a rare steel chest, these things have 76 storage space? How much does this cost? 8? Oh, because you're frozen. That's a good reason for you to not be handcrafting things. Because I think we just get a bunch of these, and then we can, with these rare chests, be buffering even more science. We didn't bring any normal inserters though, did we? We did not, because at the moment all of the science is going in this chest, but I also don't think I care. And then we need these requests, like we need the bots to do these requests. You're uncommon, you're rare, you can have the rare, you can have the uncommon, it's fine. But the thing about, yeah, we're gonna need to bring bots over here. We've already got roboports. We're not really worried about that. The thing I was realizing was, we just took the bots. All of that is fine. We're going to do a nasty hack at the moment of, like, yes, we do want to be requesting, say, 40 of each of these things, and also some rocket fuel. But also, just have half of whatever I've got, and yeah, so actually we've got enough for a pile of rockets. This one inserter, because of, like, what productivity are we on now? 28% productivity, because we've got, oh, we did want to use more power grid, because we are in the situation where if these buffers fill up, then we crash out of our ability to vent ammonia. But it does also look like we are currently venting ammonia? How is the ice cube build doing? Because the ice is backed up, and we also just need, is it these splitters? I bet it's these splitters. Okay, I think, because this was also not at all what I wanted to be. Is it what I wanted to be doing today? Getting an achievement for running a cryoscience thing kind of is a thing I'm happy to be achieving. Yeah, at this point, having stabilized Aquillo, this is the Aquillo base. We've got some petrochem, we've got some rocket fuel being made, we've got a bunch of things with blinking logistics requests that aren't working, we've got a little power grid thing, we've got a belt of ice and fuel and a tank of water, we've got quality. We're actually just... We're running. We've got quality ice cubes, we've got speed beacons hitting these quality ice cube makers. We're making a whole lot of landfill. This also might break when these chests fill up, but I think that's going to take a while. We're doing, yeah, direct feed of quality ice cubes into trashes. All of the stuff being stationary is just... Is it the... Yeah, it's the uncommon ices move. Actually, I think maybe we need to filter off the uncommon ice, say, here. Can we do that? Because all of these things have got heat from multiple directions. Can we keep sideloading that? Keep sideloading this as well. And say... Is this already the uncommon ice? Oh, this is uncommon and also rare ice, isn't it? But we can move this to the side. We can say one of these rare ice grabbers, have a go at grabbing any rare ice. It might not work. Make sure you're powered as well. And then direct yourself onto this belt which goes into the other merge, and then we've also got all kinds of ice here. And now we can be doing a better job of venting the rest of this ice, maybe? Because, I mean, if all of this is... some of these are just running out, wasn't it? It was this... were you not a full belt? Oh no, you were the other half of a belt that we're combining with this one to get this full belt compared to this other full belt. Okay, all of that looks like it's running. We need to drop some... actually, we do need to drop on an assembler an upgrade on that, don't we? We do need the upgrades there. We've got, yeah, a bunch of stuff to do. I want to leave Aquilo. I don't know if it's going to be... we're going to have to come back. We're going to have to get some stuff and come back. There's... because we've got the bots. We need red ships. We've got roboports. We can think about where to put them later as well. Why are you not... I would have thought that by the time we got some ice, we would have also got some rocket fuel. We might need to... like, why are you not carrying LDS? Because you're not doing the science thing, and the science one was like, hey, maybe we should... okay, in that case, we're going to put a little LDS from Vulcanus request in here. And a little blue chips also from Vulcanus. Blue chips from Vulcanus. You do get to go to Vulcanus over here, but then you go to Gleba and you don't unload, which is good because you would be getting rid of the blue chips potentially if you did. Okay, so we have another way of getting the Aquilo side, yeah, getting the parts we need over here, which is great. Okay, I think we need to do a little shopping trip and then come back. Is this now running? Is everyone running in steady state? No, these guys... there could also be some lane stuff in here, couldn't there? We might be making more than... we maybe need to do the other thing. I think we're just gonna... yeah, we're gonna go and get those splitter upgrades. These guys are just turning themselves off because they don't actually need the fuel. You never got this filter. You do that. Now we're only going to run if they're below a particular temperature. And yeah, we also need to turn all of these things into request chests as well. And I think we just have bots do all of that. I think it's fine. going back to tidy up Aquilo and then think about other things, and one of those is Gleba, and there are a couple of scales of rebuild. One of those is just make it work again, which is what we're going to do, but later, maybe we also want a way to get a whole lot of calcite to Gleba, and maybe we want a way to get a whole lot of missiles to Gleba on from a platform that's kind of already doing that and going there anyway. And then I think, yeah, I think this solar panel here can go, because we don't want to introduce any, we don't want to force this main science loop to sideload, because then everything will break. But also, Becky doesn't have this stuff because she is now science champion and not actually mall champion, never mind. We're going to have to think about this inserter a bit, because we want to be able to limit it based on the number of rockets we end up with in the main lab, and these guys are now looking for rockets that aren't on the belt, never mind. But also, we don't want to take rockets off too eagerly. We want to be able to have a buffer of rockets and then start packing them into the hub. Just so, partly so that all these guys keep running, but also so that we can unload the buffer when we are trying to get to Aquilo, because we do go through rockets at Aquilo faster than we make them. And yeah, this guy's going to be on calcite crushing for a while, because we're now packing it into the hub. What did we bring to drop to Aquilo? Those things. Also, Logibot stuff. I want to know where stuff is. I was somewhat concerned when I was arranging all of these nice, pleasant scaling blueprints that we would end up with a base that wasn't a spaghetti mess, but we have ended up with a spaghetti mess after all, so that is a thing that I like. Yeah, we've got down here, it's fine. And then uncommon was the quality of radars, yeah? Because I would like to know where other resources are and what else is around us. Oh, this is not going to work. These guys are giving me solid fuel. In that case, that should work out fine, yeah. And now this is, yeah, this is the final stage of the ammonia void, apparently. Is there anything else I want to bring back up? I mean, having more cryoplants would be nice, but we don't really have enough of that to be worthwhile. I think we are kind of short of heat exchangers, and these recyclers here I would rather have in better places. So I think maybe we... you guys are... Yeah, do I care about this? I think we just... Yeah, catch them at the end of a cycle. Little safety rocket fuel here. One of the things I'm still not entirely clear on is exactly how much heating I need in which places. Because, yeah, I noticed that over here we had like no real heating towers through here whatsoever, but we are at 500 degrees kind of in the middle here, and then still over 500 degrees on the outside, so I think I've been overheating towering things, but also whatever. And we do have now this somewhat absurd science building beast, where we are knocking out 260, which is uncommon, so it really counts as 500 SPM, except we're also multiplying that by about 3.2 because of biolabs and the productivity in biolabs, and so that is already more than... is this purple science? This is probably purple science. This is already by itself just the uncommon side of that, more science than we're already doing, and then we've got the rare side as well, which we currently don't have enough ice for. Probably can't sustain the holmium for any of this, but never mind. What do I want to take to save Gleba on this occasion? We're not planning on staying long. This is not the big Gleba rebuild, but maybe we defend it a little better. Did these guys all get the best modules they could? Yeah, because the medium-term goal is not even Gleba, it's Vulcanus. But to do what we want, we're gonna need more stuff. So it's not like we're upgrading these inserters because they're cool. We're upgrading these inserters because we want to be smashing more stuff through this. Do we just crank the entire base? This could go wrong. I'm pretty sure we don't have any belt weaving. And as far as the goal is upgrading Vulcanus, I reckon we should start getting to work on removing some of the parts we don't want, like all of the cliffs, and then also finding where we've got turbines in the network and just saying, oh wait, chem plants. We want chem plants to go to rare quality as well, because we got all of those. In fact, let's throw the oil refinery upgrade in here as well. Things we don't need yet, but things we're going to be happy just sweeping over all this stuff. And yeah, foundries don't need to be upgraded yet, but we've got them. That'll keep everything ticking over. Where were they? Yeah, it was these foundries I was going to upgrade, wasn't it? No, it was these foundries I was going to upgrade. Other problems we might run into on Vulcanus include not really having enough solar panels to sit around to expand everything. So we could try and upgrade all of those to rare. I don't think we want to do that. I think I want to find... in fact, let's just put it in here next to the solar upgrade. I would like to have not being upgraded, say 300 common solar panels, and then also another 200 rare, well, yeah, uncommon solar panels. So a bunch of stuff can get upgraded. This will also occasionally get some requests, and then these won't get trashed. And then these we should probably also upgrade. How many of these? Yeah, it's looking pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, what Gleba looks like when we've been away from it for a while and it gets sad. I think, can we make some space in this thing? I think there's a bunch of stuff that we are not going to need at the quality that currently exists, but whatever. Doing a quick stock take of the stuff that's around, that we've got sitting around on Gleba. I think all of this ammo we could just upcycle to rare quality. I don't think we're going to use that again. I think there's a collection of drills that, okay, the big ones, let's leave these because they're going to give us stuff we don't want. But the regular drills, yeah, we can just kind of trash these once with quality. I think these ones we want to put on a loop though, but yeah, one of these boxes. Burner miners, regular miners, steel and stone stuff. Gleba seems to be mostly restabilized, maybe. So let's talk about the plan overall, because it might inform some of the subsequent decisions, because it's not actually a plan about Gleba, it's a plan about Vulcanus. I think we need to upgrade Gleba a bit, but I want to do it like kind of minimally. I think maybe we upgrade these to rare. Didn't we have... Yeah, we had a lot of bot stuff that I wanted. We've got a lot of rockets from Becky. We figured out a combinator there. Where are... Yeah, let's give... We want some other construction robots as well, so these guys can just hide back in here. And yeah, I think we're just gonna slap these with an upgrade to... Yeah, and also these guys with an upgrade to rare biochambers, and then not build any more biochambers, and kind of wander away from it, which is why we've been upgrading this to rare plate, because we have... The recipe for these guys is green chips plate, nutrients pentapod eggs. We could probably also do with recycling. Landfill we can set up some recycling for. In this old bit of the mall, I did notice that we had, yeah, a pile of uncommon, a whole lot of uncommon iron, that's nice, and then also a whole lot of belt and a whole lot of red stuff. So I think we can probably, yeah, so all of this we're going to tear down. Maybe we just start on that now. I think we probably have... Yeah, I think we probably have space in the storage. So I think we can recycle these belts into gears to help upgrade all this stuff into blue. I don't really want to maul much here than I have to. Why are we... Oh, because we're not getting plastic. Why are we not getting plastic through here? Are we full on LDS again? Why are we not... Should you not have... Oh, we're not getting... Yeah, it's the whole thing about this guy not kicking off with bioflux. Okay, fine. Yeah, so the reason why we have been upgrading all of Falgora's stuff, and let's check that it's not jammed up, because it totally might be, is we don't actually want to upgrade Falgora, we want to upgrade Vulcanus, but to do that, we're going to need a whole lot of beacons, and actually the beacons we're probably building on Vulcanus, a whole lot of electromags, and I don't think we have the stuff for it at the moment. I did want to check if we had... Yeah, I don't think those quality recyclers can get rare quality 2 mods, but do we have a decent amount of... Are they just all going into module upgrades? They maybe are. They are in fact all going in. Okay, so you guys don't upgrade those yet, and then somewhere we are making 2s, rare 2s. Where are we making? Yeah, here's a place where I can quality module some rare 3s. We want to probably upgrade all of these recyclers, because we can do more quality things now. This is gonna be a thing that takes a while. And yet we're hitting this with a bunch of, like, we've got 5 ranks of scrap recycling, which we didn't used to have, so these belts are already kind of full. And then, oh yeah, that was the other thing I wanted, wasn't it? It was something like this again, except for rare quality gears. Sorry, uncommon quality gears, and also uncommon quality concrete, because we're not using either of these things, but we are trying to... Yeah, there's nothing in the mall that uses these, but we are trying to recycle the uncommon concrete, and I think we set up another thing to recycle up to rare, the uncommon gears. In fact, we kind of... Yeah, I think it's just going to be... I think it's going to be a request chest in, say, this guy that... Yeah, we're going to need more power here, but whatever, because this guy's not always running, so we can have... Yeah, we're trying to siphon some of these gears off, and we can just... Yeah, cool. And so if we can get more material through here with which we can use to upgrade a whole lot of electromag plants to rare, the rest of this plan is, yeah, I think, yeah, down here is where we're going to look at this. We've got 2 blue belts of stuff coming in. I think if we upgrade all of these to rare as well, which we don't have enough recyclers for yet, you know, reasons why we would also like more stuff. I think we could get 4 blue belts of stuff into Falgora, which is, oh yeah, actually, we probably want all of these things. Do we have, I don't know whether or not we have better beacons, but all of this might jam up. This is one of the few processes that can jam things. Yeah, get more stuff into Falgora, get more electromag plants, and then on Vulcanus, we want to be replacing this whole thing with something that's a little more stable, something that won't jam, something that will be tolerant to us upgrading to epic quality, and then can also start to do some epic grade upgrades. And we're going to do this as a plan with, yeah, regular electromag plants and red belt to start with. So it's going to be basically a demixed version of this, but with a lot more beacons and a lot more productivity bonuses, and being a lot more careful about where the quality upgrades are happening. And then the thing that struck me is red belt into blue belt, which I don't think we have on Vulcanus at the moment, is an increase of 1.5 times, going from electromag to rare electromag, which I'm pretty sure we also don't have on Vulcanus, and that's fine, is also, yeah, is an upgrade of 1.6 times. So if we do this, yeah, if we do this kind of design with more beacons, yeah, we need to be making beacons on Vulcanus, more beacons, more red belt, we can throw an upgrade planner into the thing that we come up with to get, you know, 1.6 times more out of that. And that's also, yeah, I think we're going to have a stone problem down here as well. And that's also why we are, yeah, just judiciously blasting a bunch of cliffs out the way, because we've got all the stuff, and upgrading a bunch of foundries and things like that. Probably we could get all these rocks out the way as well, whatever. And yeah, these also want to be upgraded, but it kind of doesn't matter yet. And once we are at least in a position to have a replacement to this thing, or at least be replacing the important things, because I'm pretty sure we don't need any more efficiency modules. In fact, I think this wants to go back to quality for a bit. But we also want a thing that is a little more stable and doesn't require quite so much micromanagement and checking in with a thing. Once we get epic quality, which we are super close to, that is going to be when we, yeah, so replace this thing with something else that still uses electromag plants and red belt, get rare quality, then start manufacturing a whole lot of electromags, because that means we can get the possibility of rolling some rare things. And so also at this point, how many? 6 here, 7, 8, 9. We only need 9 rare electromags. Sorry, 9 rare electromags? 9 rare biochambers. Oh, I already picked this stuff up. Cool. So we're just going to get this. We're going to throw all of this stuff in here. You guys can both work on these kinds of chests, which is going to be fine. So we're going to get a bunch of rare iron, and then I'm pretty sure that, yeah, we got some rare electromags as well, which we can be using to, I think we're going to set up a similar recycler for all of these green chips that are just sitting around, and we're going to get ourselves, I said 9, didn't we? Which is 6 cycles of rare, and then we're not going to worry about expanding Gleba much, because we would still like to be able to get epic quality before we start mass producing biochambers for all of this at rare quality, because then we can also get some epic ones. And then, yeah, Gleba's going to need more silos as well. And we're kind of set up here if we have some green chips, but we don't have a whole lot of green chips. You guys have got most of the stuff you need. We can get more of this stuff out. How many do we have? Yeah, I think we might also just make rare silos. But I think there's also going to be, oh yeah, other combat stuff. So Becky is now wandering around with, yeah, I was trying to figure out a way of doing this without a combinator, and the easiest way was to just do it with a combinator, because we want to check the number of rockets here, but also check the rockets on, say, this piece of belt, and those signals are going to combine if we just do it in an inserter. So we've ended up going a decider combinator looking for 2 different channels and then outputting a signal, and then we shuffle rockets onto the belt when that signal is present, and then they get added to the base. We are on Gleba with an unload phase. We should make sure that Gleba is actually asking for, say, 600 rockets. And then, yeah, and we've also got a pile of cliff explosives. Actually, you guys can have some of these, and we can start with some of the annoying bits around the place. I was trying to figure out how we were going to reliably long-term defend Gleba against the sort of stompers we were seeing out at the patches, and like there's a long-term Gleba plan that's probably elevated rails, artillery, all that kind of stuff, but it did also occur to me that I don't want to be doing that much of an upgrade yet, but we happen to have already a belt that is heading out to the patches at more or less red belt speed. We want to make sure that which side cannot... Okay, so this tower's using the top side, which means the top side will drain first, which means prioritize back to the build, prioritize the seeds onto the side that is currently not being principally used, and then have a request for rockets. And so we're just going to have rockets. Let's put 200 rockets here. Let's make sure we get a lot, and then the towers are going to prioritize the seeds that are currently in the same lane as the rocket, which means the rockets will eventually get down there. Not super worried about this yet, and this means we have a way of getting rockets out to all of the patches. So let's do a similar thing on the other side, and then we're going to slap some rocket towers down there as well. I think we also might need to go to heating towers if we are thinking about throwing in the number of Tesla turrets that we want to. Let's worry about that later. We are here, and so I think some of this needs to be upgraded to red belt, but I also don't think it's really going to matter because we are going to have a large number of rockets on the belt. A bunch of logistic spots that we can use at the patches, and we're just going to roll rockets from space out to the patches. It's going to be fine. Oh yeah, that's right, power grid stuff, because it did also occur to me, we used to be sending this signal out. Now we only send the signal out this far because it's where we're checking whether or not we have enough fruit, but with the signal going out to the radars, it struck me that we could do a thing where, and this is actually the first time I've used power switches, and as a result I forgot to pick them up, and they're in here somewhere. I don't actually know how a power switch works. We're going to figure out how a power switch works. The idea is, this power switch is... Where's a good place for it? Because I think all of this is going to change as well. Maybe... this combinator kind of wants... Actually, that combinator kind of doesn't matter. We could also cut off that combinator, and that might work better, but the plan is power switch, because I don't know how signals go through power switches, and it's a thing we could figure out, but we're also just not going to worry about it. Can I? Oh no, because you're still connected over there. We do not want this one to be connected, we want this to be connected to the power switch. And now if we copy this, we can see we're still getting a direct connection to the other big tower, which is not what we want. We want to be able to have a power switch that we will circuit condition, that I will figure out the condition later because it might need another combinator, but basically the control chest, somewhere in here, scroll wheel please, this control chest, when this is empty, all of these signals are not going to be on the network, but we're still going to have bioflux and bacteria and rocket fuel and stuff like that we don't want. It's all about maybe I think probably we have another combinator here that just checks whether or not... We're going to have to do this signal differently as well, but basically if we are running the all stop of having nothing in this chest, I want this power switch to be able to disconnect these two. Although, can we do this from a remote view? It might not actually matter. Yeah, we can set that to off, which means that we are breaking one of these links. We need to do this on the other link as well, because resiliency. But the idea is, if we are not running these towers, we also want to not be running these Tesla turrets, because 1 megawatt of minimum consumption multiplied by the number of turrets we have, pretty considerable. Oh yeah, let's just turn this thing back on again. And so being able to run this from the same control chest would be nice. I'd also like more green and red chips to turn these all into bots, and we don't really have green or red chips, but what we do have is, if I can find them, a whole pile of efficiency modules that I don't really think we need anymore. So if we put them in a thing that will just trash them once, we're going to get a whole pile of green and red chips out, which we can use for bots. Okay, we're getting quality as well. I don't think I'm happy about quality. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Just get green and red chips, we can use them for bots. That could be an issue. Could we get some quality bioflux through here, please? Yeah, I mean, this is more biochambers than we wanted at this point, but we'll definitely take it. That's just how many eggs we got, and I was expecting to have more landfill already, but we do not. I wonder if we've got some more landfill down here. 13 more landfill. This is more than we need, isn't it? And then we need... Oh, we're actually short on plate. That is not what I expected. But let's do a science upgrade. There we go, we just boosted Gleba science by 60%. Getting the green chips we need to build the rest of the electric engines to build a silo, because we have the concrete. We have concrete. We definitely have concrete. We have steel. We just need a couple more electric engines, and then the rest of this inventory is a disaster, but never mind. And I'm pretty sure there were some other bases that I wanted to kill, but we've at least got most of this online somewhat. Do we need to make nutrients or anything else faster? Because we have upgraded all these biochambers. Maybe not. I was asking the question of, is Falgora jammed? And the answer is kind of no, it's getting stuff done. But then also, hilariously, Falgora is jammed from what will soon be jammed. Yeah, these tanks are going to fill up and then everything is going to jam because we have too much holmium, which I think means we should probably just start kicking off this process and building more of these guys, even though we don't have rare yet. What are you limited by? Less than 20? Let's go up to 80. This is actually not going to solve the problem, isn't it? Because we're going to pull this holmium out. Maybe we should be upgrading some of this to rare? Whatever. We have done some pushing on Gleba, so this area is a little tidy. We had a bit of an explorer over here. These bases are starting to get chunky. These ones are the ones that I'm really concerned about that we need to go push. They're kind of large, kind of close, a lot of stompers. But I think before we do that, I think we have enough for the rocket silo, but I think we also need to address the power grid. Like, that was always going to be the case, but like, this is a pretty happy production chart for an ongoing factory with, you know, stable usage, a bit of overhead for spikes. Thing is, a large portion of that, like nearly half, is just the passive background use of the rare Tesla turret, of which we have a whole pile more, and also that usage jumps by a factor of 8 when we're actually firing these things. So I think we have, yeah, I think we have enough stuff for the rocket silo. Yeah, give me a couple of blue chips, get the rest of these. Let's do this in an assembler that we can give quality modules, but we don't have quality modules. Somewhere we've got quality modules, so that we can have at least some chance of getting a better silo. But I think we need to rebuild the power grid. So to that end, we got a ship hanging out in Falgora, which is waiting for this rocket to arrive, and then we're going to get some accumulators as well to help with the power spikes on Gleba. You just hang there for a bit. Make sure you get the rest of these things. I would rather, actually then, yeah, whatever, you can just hang there, it'll be fine. No big deal. And then I think we can rip out all of the ones on this side and just replace these with heating towers. I think we sever this steam connection. I think we keep these tanks and these boilers and these boilers because they all manage spoilage, the same as these tanks. Like, yeah, they're connected to these boilers, which are dealing with rare eggs that we might not process in the science. Oh wait, more. I have more rare biochambers. I did want to upgrade the carbon fiber processing because we are kind of slow on that one. Also, do I have better modules? Yeah, better carbon modules, because all this stuff we're trying to upgrade anyway. So that's what we're going to do there. And then, oh yeah, did we get a better silo? We did not get a better silo, that's fine. Did we get everything loaded on the ship? We did. Oh, I guess there's two more down here that we never actually built before. Never mind. Yeah, just go to Gleba. Forget about this request slot. You have done well. Hang around in Gleba in case we forget, but should be fine. Let's go build this other silo. Where can we... Do we have... I mean, we, again, have to have better modules somewhere, right? Didn't we bring over all of the modules and also the beacons and also these modules? Can we get... Yeah, okay. Can we... I mean, there's definitely a better place to be putting this silo, right? Like, instead of down here, we could have it... we don't have rare beacons. Do we want to efficiency module these as well? I mean, these speed beacons are adding more speed than they are energy, and we'll also have the accumulator, so I think that's fine. Yeah. Not. Cool. Second turret underway. Second turret, second rocket silo. Is my ship in orbit? Yes. I mean, we could have also just done this with requests on the surface. But yeah, grab all that stuff. Forget about waiting for me. Do your thing. Take the science around. That's all pretty good. Yeah, get your science. Yeah, those brownouts are the thing we are concerned about. Actually, you know what? Because we've got these power switches, let's just drop all of the Tesla turrets off the network. Doesn't the water... Yeah, the water goes all the way through this. And I think we want to try and keep at least some of this grid still existing while we're doing this upgrade. Okay, so that side should still work. Sever this steam. Sever all of this stuff. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I guess we get... Did we get the heating towers? Maybe we just put the heating towers in here. Yeah, here we go. How many is... 25. Okay, so we've got enough for like 10 of these. 1 to 4 with... Where did my heating towers go? Why can I never find the heating towers that I want? Did I even get the heating towers? I cannot find them in my inventory. Cool, heating towers. And these are 1 to 4 with boilers, I believe. Boilers, heat exchangers. $64 megawatts, 16 megawatts. Yep. We are going to have a pleasantly large power grid after we've got this kind of sorted. Where is... If these guys can just get up to heat, oh well. We are going to have to do the nutrient restart. Oh no, we're not going to have to do the nutrient restart because... Okay, we've got enough... And we actually don't have any Tesla turrets at the jelly fruit side, the jelly nut side. So, where is that control switch? And do I actually need more control switches? Because we've actually... Oh, I put the control switch on the line that went to literally nowhere, so that achieved nothing. Good job, very clever. Let's just turn everything back on. But also because we've got... Didn't we have these power switches off? I thought we had disconnected these two power switches. So I do not understand why they still have power. Are they because they're connected to the... Are they connected to the same side of... They are. That's a thing that actually makes a lot of sense. So this side we happen to get right. And we've just got to pay attention to the fact that there are two different halves of the power switch, which does, to be fair, make a lot of sense. Why? Oh, nutrients, because we just expect everything to continue to roll past, and it's not. Never mind. And then we don't have that many turbines, and then, yeah, we need to do this differently as well, don't we? But also I kind of don't want to. I think there's a cheap way we can do this differently by saying, hey, let's use a filter for, say, rocket fuel. And then we can put this filter on this box and then limit this box to 4 stacks, and then every heat exchanger is going to actually only use rocket fuel, which is a little bit of a shame. But then again, we are also building a ton of rocket fuel, and then we've still got these other boilers to process spoilage afterwards later, which also still might not move the belt. We need to reorganize how the spoilage filter works. I think we want to put spoilage exclusively in this side and rocket fuel in this side. Get a splitter, put it, say, here. Put rocket fuel, because we want the high reliability network to be doing that thing. And then I'm just going to make a mess here, it's going to be fine. Give me all of your rocket fuel back, and then you should take the spoilage, and then this we've already filtered out. This also gets simpler, and now we are, now the nutrients, if we get rid of this stuff, and then we dump, you know what, rocket fuel in the places that we're looking for rocket fuel. These guys are both kind of spooky, and I think I want turret support, which means I think I want to design a kind of turret support unit, because I'm pretty sure we can, like, if we ghost this and we say the stompers are your job and the strafers are your job, and don't worry about anything else. But then we also need, and do I do this from the map? Do I queue rockets from the map and then put 100? That is not what I wanted. We drop, say, 20 of these in each. My bots will do this with the ghost, right? Okay, first of all, blueprint this thing, put it here, whatever, and then turn the bots on. We get the rockets. That is cool. Okay, turn the bots off. Let's design a defensive pattern. Oh, yeah, the house bots got those. We're doing all of this in house bot range. That is a bad idea. Let's do it over here. Okay, let's see if this works. We're not going to power it, but let's see if... Yeah, so we load the ammo adequately quickly, and this is not a whole lot of bullets in it, is it? We load the rockets reasonably quickly. We've got the rockets at the front shooting the important stuff. Tesla towers should do a lot of work, and then we've got just kind of gun turrets with no target prioritization, just mopping up any of the little guys who get close. But I mean, I think I'm going to be dropping these behind me so that I retain threat, and these guys just do a pile of work. I am interested in seeing how well the Tesla turrets respond to the larger range of the strafers. Yeah, I think we need to get... Do we need more rockets? I think we might need more rockets. Also, I think for this, I should not be carrying a rocket launcher because I want all the rockets in my inventory where the bots can get to them. Enough turrets, enough rocket turrets, enough... actually only enough gun turrets for 2 copies. I might mix some of the uncommons in. I think we are more or less prepared. And this is also where the frame rate might get a bit choppy, because there's a lot of dudes who are going to be pretty angry with what we're about to do with this. Let's have... We've got landfill, so all of this should just work. Oh yeah, we still need the slowdown capsules, I reckon. Maybe we turn bots off? Maybe we turn bots on, because we don't really want to be losing these. I mean, we cleared a bunch of stuff out, but there's still a lot of stuff in there. And we are now... Okay, let's actually get rid of all this stuff and move it forwards. Partly also to put bullets in all of these things again. Yeah, I think we just fly around and wait for those guys to land. Yeah, these guys. Rockets, please? Oh, we're out of rockets. In that case, it's time to run away. As long as we're not losing... Oh, we lost a bunch of construction bots. Oh, well. Did we actually do any work on the nests? I am not sure that we did. Attempt number 2, now with more rockets. Probably still without all that many UPS. Yeah, this is not something my computer likes. We are getting these dudes killed. Don't destroy the power tiles. But we are still struggling for UPS a bit. But we actually might be able to get in here and do the nest work we want. We just also have to remember to reflexively slow down capsule any of these big stompers that turn up. Okay. New strat of making dragon's teeth of stomper corpses. Yeah, the computer still does not enjoy it a whole lot. This is a lot of stomper corpses. Oh well, sucks to be them. One of the complications we've got with the spacecraft is we're currently not planning on unloading at Gleba because we want to be taking the blue chips to Aquilo, but we also still want probably later calcite and also definitely rockets at Gleba, so I think we just don't worry about that and presume that we can get enough blue chips to keep everybody happy. Maybe even increase this request so that anyone going past Vulcanus will get more blue chips than they necessarily need to take to Gleba, but also the rockets are kind of getting to the patches, but also not getting all the way out to the patches. So I don't even think I necessarily want to defend Gleba yet. Like, I was always expecting to have to do a bunch of combat work after coming back from Aquilo. Yeah, we got this other base as well. It was kind of messy. The plan here is pretty good. I think without the slowdown capsules, it's going to be good enough for defense. I might make this a little more compact so the guns can get forwards a bit more. Getting into the nest's always a bit of an issue. I think we just presume that Gleba is going to be fine enough for now and head over to Vulcanus to do the thing we actually wanted to do today. So we have a problem on Vulcanus, and I'm sure you can tell what it is. It's this thing. It's not doing all that it should, and it has, I mean, to be fair, it's done everything that it needed to for a long while, but now it's pumping out a bunch of efficiency modules that we don't specifically need. Yeah, there's a lot of... I think my biggest complaint about this thing at the moment is that there aren't any beacons in the middle of it. That, and it's going to break and need new recipes and new ratios as soon as we unlock epic quality, which we can do, and we've got the agricultural science pack running now as well. But yeah, I want something with more beacons so that we can get more value out of all of these buildings and all of these modules, because trying to upgrade this is like, how many is this? We're looking at in the region of 300 electromags. That is a lot of modules to try and get to another level of quality. So yeah, and then I think we're out of electromags on Vulcanus at the moment. We're gonna have to bring more. That's fine. Let's just start by blasting a bunch of these efficiency module makers out the way, because I would like the electromags to demonstrate the thing we're actually trying to do instead. Do you guys matter? You guys don't matter. You guys are going away. Yeah, so we're going to do a similar thing to what we noticed on... Actually, and then all of these as well. Yeah, on that, yeah, because we wanted... The goal here is actually to blast all of these out the way and then capture the red chips, because the thing we're really short on is red chips. And remember, we wanted a whole bunch of red chips. So here's some red chips catching things that we can put in various places and take these to purple science and stuff. It'll be fine. Yeah, give me any of these things over here. Yeah, the thing that we've noticed is, this isn't even an example with all the quality modules in it. Here's an example with all the quality modules in it. We are looking at 16% quality, but we are losing a chunk of building speed. Whereas the new plan is going to be, yeah, if we do module upgrades, in fact, let's look at beacons, because we're going to want a pile of beacon upgrades. Maybe we actually just build the beacon upgrades. Don't know where they're going to go. That's another thing we're going to worry about. If we get a bunch of beacon upgrades, a thing we can do is... Do we even have beacons on Vulcanus? Throw a beacon here that we're not going to put particularly good modules in. Do we have beacons on? We do not even have beacons on Vulcanus, so we need to actually start moduling this thing. But the idea is, we're going to boost this building speed, we're going to lose a little bit of quality, but we're going to get more stuff out overall, which is what we're after. We don't really care about how effectively we're using the raw materials, because we've got lava literally everywhere, and like calcite and coal are a little more difficult, but something like this into... just fully... Actually, this is going to have to go to the side, isn't it? Into fully Logibot stuff for this upgrade. A bunch of chests around the place. bunch of other chests. Power poles, something like this, I guess, and then we can run the same kind of upgrades on both sides of this beacon, which is nice, and then somewhere else do a request for those beacons into... Yeah, we're doing kind of a scratch thing at the moment. We're going to refine all of this later. Request for beacons, which I'm pretty sure we don't have, and we're outside of logistic area. Connect this guy to the logistic network and enable and disable if we don't have enough. Beacons is the thing we are currently thinking about, and it's not quite true. We want quality beacons because we are going to request the beacons from a build like this. Actually, maybe beacons we do somewhere else because these are kind of awkward requests, aren't they? It'd probably still work. How long are they? They're not a fast recipe. Probably this will work. Maybe we get a better pattern for this. Not worried about this right now, maybe, but definitely for modules. And the plan is going to be dump those guys on a belt, have some number of recyclers over here that are then catching all the stuff that we're making from these beacons if we don't have enough of the next tier of beacons, and then dumping all of that stuff in a pile of storage modules, and then doing the same thing for the next quality tier, but with maybe different ratios of things. And you know, this is going to be fine for, I mean, there's some ratio work to figure out exactly how many of each of these we want, because we also want to be doing this with module 1s, and then, yeah, there's the whole question about which of the modules we build at which quality, because I think, can I just have, oh, I don't have any bolts, do I? Give me all of these back. So that's going to be the new approach to quality rather than this thing, which is going to give us a lot, fewer beacons with fewer modules, which we can then upgrade to higher tier stuff more easily. We can better ratio how many things we're manufacturing to how many recyclers we need, because one of the other criticisms I have of this, yeah, let's just have all of the red chips in the world if we need them. One of my other criticisms is that these recyclers are often not actually fully running, and then a bunch of these things are not fully running, and then we're with this disaster sushi that doesn't always run, and it would be nicer if a lot of things were running, because that would be throughput. And so, if we are understanding how many of each of these we need, we can have a certain number of recyclers for each type of item, which is cool. Then we get into the question of, okay, we want to get all our speed modules to rare quality, and then actually let's do, we'll talk about speed modules first, and then also we're going to, I have these, don't I? Yes. Talk about prod mods also at rare quality. When we upgrade to epic quality, forcing everything to rare quality will mean that for every 100 rare quality modules, we will have 16 epic quality modules. You know, statistically, that's what the quality number says, which means we're still getting a decent number of epics out of this as well. And the same thing with the prod mods, but we're going to handle all of these chains differently because the stuff comes from different places. So in particular on Vulcanus, we are going to build prod mod 1s without quality, just with a pile of speed, because then we can beacon this. Speed mod 1s. Speed mod 2s at quality, just with a pile of speed. Let's indicate this. Prod mod 3s without quality. We're never going to use them without quality. We are going to then upgrade the prod mod 3s to rare prod mod 3s and get a bit of epic quality stuff coming out of this as well. Where would I? Yeah. That's how we're going to indicate this. And the reason for this is the extra resource we need for the tungsten carbide is itself down here. And we are currently doing just like the bad loop of recycle itself up to quality, whereas all of this is going to go better if we actually grab the stuff that's common quality, yeah, from here, and be recycling this at the same time as we are recycling all the green and blue chips. And so the thing about making all of these without quality and then doing the quality at one tier is that we are going to stay more or less aligned for the total number of red chips and blue chips that we've got floating around. Whereas prod mods are going to be a different plan. For prod mods, we are going to make prod mod 1s here at speed, prod mod 2s here, also with, 2s please. Yeah, prod mod 2s at speed, and then we're going to upgrade the prod mod 2s to rare quality, and then fly them back to novice, because that's where the biter eggs are, and then build the prod mod 3s on novice. And then for quality modules, we've got a different plan again. We are going to quality module 1s here, quality module 2s here, also all of these just being red and blue and green chips. Quality module 2s at rare quality here, and then quality module 3s at rare quality here, because we can fly in, and maybe we can press L and check whether or not we've already flown in. Maybe we don't have any of it around. We can get the superconductor and fly in a large amount of that in a similar way to how we have flown in a large amount of spoilage to make all of the module 3s at quality here. So that's going to be the plan for doing all of these upgrades. And the thing about this is we're going to need a large number of red chips, a large number of blue chips at basic quality to make a lot of this stuff, and then a lot of these trying to do the upgrades within just one tier of stuff. Okay, so we're still going to get a bunch of uncommon stuff floating around, but the idea is we hopefully keep parity between the kinds of modules and the kinds of chips. Might not work out, but also when we do things like upgrading a bunch of rare 2s to rare 3s, we will need an ongoing source of both rare red chips and rare blue chips. And so all of this, actually I want these, all of this is to say the big part of the build is going to be, not those, we want red chips in bulk without quality, just with a whole lot of speed. We want blue chips in bulk without quality, just with a pile of speed. And then we also want red chips at high quality and blue chips at rare quality to do the various other upgrades we talked about. And all of these things we can beacon. Oh yeah, all of these things I want scaling patterns that I start with electromag plants and red belt, so that we can later upgrade them to rare plants and blue belt. And all of these things I reckon we can beacon pretty hard, and we want to do it in a way that isn't this weird sushi, because it's already, like, it already started as a carefully ratioed sushi, like a mixed build, but also with module upgrades in the middle of it, but also with a whole other kind of ratios of all the quality, which is what we would like to avoid. We would like to be making a ton of red chips, and my plan for this is something like red chips somewhere. Can I queue a foundry? This one here is a coils foundry, in fact. If we go like foundry into 4 electromags with some kind of direct insert. Yeah, take out all these speed modules. What are these base ratios? 1.3 coils versus 12 coils, so we need to beacon. We need to beacon the red chip slightly harder then we beacon the foundry, but we can beacon and prod mod all of this because we're not doing it with quality, and then figuring out how the other belts get in here, figuring out where the outputs go, figuring out exactly what kind of productivity we want and what kind of speed bonuses for each of these things is going to be a bit of a pain. But this is more or less the geometry I'm thinking about for red chips. Just a belt of green chips getting in here somehow. I think for blue chips, these are all the things that I'm going to be thinking about that's going to take longer because we're going to more carefully ratio stuff. If we go, yeah, give you this, get rid of all of these. Something like 12 coils into 12 coils into, and then 6 chips into 4 chips. So we actually need to speed mod the blue chips a little harder. And by speed mod, I mean we can have a whole bunch of beacons all over the place. And then the rest of the plan is going to be nice, big, happy, parallel lines of these similar outputs that we can let back up without destroying every other process the way the mixed build does. Cool, great. And then I think the plan for both of these upgrades is, I think maybe these could also happen somewhere else, but I still want to use these foundries, and we're going to have a problem getting all of the stone out, but at least some of the stone we want to end up over here so we can be doing purple science and military science things. That's the other reason why we want to be hitting these foundries harder. Actually, stack inserters might be able to get a whole lot of stuff out. That could be a call. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the upgrade plan, which is also going to be another giant tiling mixed build plan we're going to have to think of. Because if we're looking at this thing, if we are not beaconing this, we're still looking at, you know, less than 1 plastic bar per electromag plant, which means if we are thinking about builds that fully use and or fill red belts, we're still going to need a bunch of these. So several of these in a line, but remember the thing we just said about, hey, we're going to throw in 1 beacon with modules we still need to figure out. Okay, so it's not going to go here, is it? It's going to go like something like just 1 beacon per electromag, because we don't want to give up too much quality because we've still only got 16% quality to play with. But I reckon I'd be happy giving up 2 or 3% of quality to increase the crafting speed to say another 50% or so, just to get more stuff out, because we don't really mind losing all the stuff. So something like this, and then running this belt through. Do we have a splitter? We don't, but having some carefully selected number of recyclers here, being able to then filter off all the things, all the red chips of, say, greater than or equal to rare quality, because rare is what we're looking for, and then everything else that stays also gets just immediately recycled, and we start going to build things again, which I guess is it like this? Maybe something like this, but then we've got to get these ones. Yeah, I don't like that. Maybe something like this, but then we also have to do a thing where these have to get back, like whatever we make from these electromags, and these are the ones that are going to need me to figure out how many of each quality we want. Oh yeah, because we actually have apparently set rare on some of these recipes. This is no longer a good example. We want all of this stuff to just be, yeah, all of these ones to be regular red chips that we are making with quality, with some kind of speed boost, which is yet to be determined, filtering off the good ones, trashing everything up to, and then also figuring out what to do with the rest of this stuff, how to balance this versus what else might turn up. Oh, and also because we're about to unlock Epic, we are going to have to think about Epic here as well. Cool. But the idea being, here is just a belt that only contains rare red chips. And when we've got enough rare red chips, we can take these two belts, maybe even just, yeah, connect to logistics network. Maybe we're doing, in fact, we know we're doing this through logistics network. Less than, I don't know, 8,000? And this will be some kind of gate at the beginning of this build, which will then look at all the stuff that we've got being recycled out of the other things, all of the module upgrades, requesting the module upgrades. If we get enough rare red chips, we can just stop the rare red chips build. And the same with all of these other builds. And yeah, just to be able to, first of all, get beacons in here to get more stuff out to increase throughput. Second of all, to not have the weird silly sushi, and then also to not have to... Oh, these are all the ones that we wanted that are good. Those are all the good modules that we actually asked for. Then there's all this other stuff over here that we're kind of like, okay, whatever, we just had to unclog the belts and there's still a bit of a mess. Oh well. And then, yeah, I don't want to have to balance these... all of these other kinds of chips. They're just a bit of a shame, and that's what happens when we have, yeah, red chips being made at some rate of quality into modules taking some of the regular red chips, and then blue chips taking some of the regular red chips, but all appearing with different ratios of quality, and then the amount of stuff on this belt being a mess. Whereas if we can, yeah, do this thing of being able to stop each kind of build, basically in the normal Factorio way. We'll have a build that just makes blue chips, we'll have a build that just makes red chips. All of that will be more sensible, and then we can do a kind of a beacon-enabled bot build thing. Yeah, so basically that's what I want to do on Vulcanus, to replace all of this, and then figure out where it goes, and figure out if we have the stuff for it. But at the moment I just need to figure out a bunch of tiling red chip and blue chip. This is not the one that gets quality modules, this is the version that's just building them straight. Yeah, we want a lot of red chips, we want a lot of blue chips. We also want to export both red chips and blue chips by themselves, and we also want to export quality red chips and also quality blue chips, because the ProdMod 3 rares we're planning on doing on Novice, because that's where the biter eggs are. So yeah, things that I'm going to think about next time. Before, I think we're probably going to start next episode with some blueprints of what each of these are going to look like, and then we'll figure out where they go. What's going on? It's fine. On the upside, Aquilo is nearly to the point of shutting down because we just have too much science, which is definitely a problem I was expecting to have with Aquilo. I didn't realize it would be this much of a problem yet, but you know, this is a nice problem to have.